Two races at Bloomsburg have seen two different champions, both from the Blue Oval fraternity. After going undefeated in Ohio, are the good times over for the Mega Motor Hemi, or will the Big Ram mount a major charge on this Ford takeover? Welcome to the Bloomsburg Fairgrounds of Bloomsburg, Pennsylvania, and the final day of the Monster Truck Thunder Drags racing about to get underway. And standing in the pits right now is Tim Howard with last night's winner, Mikey Vauders.
Okay, here we are. Mikey Vauders the second. Overkill Evolution coming off a big racing win yesterday, man. Wow, there was some tight racing. You and Bigfoot were real tight. You edged them out by a tire, and the finals was, you kind of walked away with that one, man. How you feeling today?
Yeah, the truck was definitely 100% yesterday for sure. Christian Norman and I, we go back and forth picking on each other, who can beat who, and yesterday we came out on top, went to the finals, took the Hall brothers down. Those guys are making some serious horsepower. They're probably the most powerful monster trucks on the circuit. So when we take them down, we definitely accomplish something.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, your motocross skills look like they came into play yesterday. The way you were popping that jump nice, coming down the downside, planting that truck, and just holding it to the floor, man. Real impressive, Mike.
I appreciate that. Yeah, you're not making tracks if you're flying through the air, so you definitely want to get them big tires on the ground. I got these Ukraine tires. They hook really nicely, and like I said, just everything came together yesterday. The truck was making power, and hopefully we can do the same today.
Well, congratulations. We hope the best for you out there racing today, man, and we'll see you a little bit later on. All right, Nick, back to you, buddy. Oh, yeah, by the way, V2 Vids. Like, comment, subscribe.
Right there.
Right there, V2 Vids.
I think Mikey's going to have to start paying us for those plugs. Here's a look at the points coming into today's action. Raminator losing some ground over the last two races, only a 200-point gap, now separating the Lucas Oil Bigfoot and Overkill Evolution machines from the Big Ram out of Illinois. And speaking of the Lucas Oil Bigfoot, Tim Howard is over in the Bigfoot 18 pits with Christian, Storm, and Norman.
All right, guys, we're here with Christian, Storm, and Norman, driver of the Bigfoot once again. You got edged out a little bit yesterday in racing by about 2/3 of a tire in that semifinal against Mikey. And I know you two have been battling back and forth all weekend, so what do you got in store for him for this next round of racing here in Bloomsburg, buddy?
Like the same as always, man. Just do the best we can and just put the pedal to the floor, man. But yeah, I heard that was a close one,
Real
man.
close.
And I saw a video of it too. I saw him in my peripheral vision the entire way, and I'm like, I don't know who got it. But we shook hands afterwards. We just had fun. That's the coolest thing. And I always tell everybody, I said, if I lose, then I at least want it to be close.
Yeah, it was.
You definitely don't like having a blowout. You know what I mean? But like I said, just gonna run my own race. If you're asking me what I'm planning on doing, run my own race and just go out there and have fun. I mean, that's all the name of the game, right?
Yep.
And as long as the fans are having fun, then I'm having fun.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
Little inside scoop. I think Mikey's motocross experience got him a little bit because he's taking that first one like a motocross tabletop, coming down that side and just standing on it. Yeah. You were doing the same thing. I'm not sure how he outpowered you a little bit or what happened there, but man, was it a good race. We had to go back to the cameras last night and really look at it to see barely 2/3 of a tire on
Wow, too close to call almost.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Wow. Yeah, that's Mikey's got tons of experience, I mean, obviously, who his dad is, Mike Vauders Sr., but I'm pretty proud of myself, third year as a driver, to be right there with him, a driver like Mikey Vauders Jr., I mean, I'm pretty happy about it still, so... But we're just here to run with the big boys anyways, Maybe I think I'm considered as a big boy now.
Yes, you are. Yeah.
So no, but even after the race, we gave each other a big hug, and I said, just beat the Ram, The thing is like, when Mikey and I race each other, I said, if you beat me, either or, whoever beats who, it says, you better finish. So that's the thing with us, you know? That's the deal,
You guys sticking together, taking out the Ram. That's kind of nice.
Yeah.
Do they know that?
I'm pretty sure it goes without saying, you know what I mean? But they got a good program over there, they got good trucks. and they got a lot of experience and everything like that, you know. And it's sad that Cheech isn't here, you know, this week. And what's up with that? We saw him in Lima. We had fun in Lima, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know why, but that's, you know, monster life, you know.
I guess that's how it goes. Well, again, thank you very much.
Yeah,
we wish you the best out there in the last round today, and we'll see you a little bit later on.
All right, thanks, man. I'm trying to dress, so get out of here. You know, I got work to do, all right?
Thanks again, Tim. Mikey Vodders and Christian Norman putting a little block pass on the Ram juggernaut. Can they stop his momentum completely? Or can he battle back before we leave Bloomsburg? Stay with us. Round 6 starts next.
This Back Channel Productions program is presented in part by Monsters Monthly. For up-to-date show and ticket info, plus articles, event breakdowns, and a wide selection of photo and video galleries, visit monstersmonthly.com.
At the beginning,
This Back Channel Productions program is presented in part by Crush This. For an inside look at the world of monster trucks, check out Crush This, available on iTunes, Spotify, and YouTube.
The 2019 General Tire Monster Truck Thunder Drags coming at you right here on Monster Power from the Bloomsburg Fairgrounds in Bloomsburg, Pennsylvania. Our first round bracket as it stands right now, right off the top. Overkill Evolution and Black Stallion, a father and son pair going at it round number 1. Then it's the Lucas Oil Bigfoot against the Raminator, a pair of juggernauts, and then we round off that first round bracket with a buy run from the General Tire Ram Diesel Dave Radzira is out for the weekend. In the meantime, father in the near lane, son in the far lane, Black Stallion and Overkill Evolution. First pairing of round number 1. And Mikey was asleep on the start, but he will drive right around the safety clean Black Stallion. Problems for Mike Vodders Sr. Mikey moving on into the next round. Kind of an odd run there. Were there mechanical problems for the safety clean Black Stallion, or did he just hand the win over to Mikey to try to keep him in the points? We will see. There's a chance that Mike Sr. jumped the start, but 8 seconds flat, kind of an uncharacteristic run for the Overkill Evolution machine, though Mikey has been right on that green light all weekend long. So, again, uncharacteristic for both of those trucks. We cannot see that staging light from where we are on the track, so we'll have to wait and see what the call ends up being. On the starting line now, the two biggest contenders on this series, 13-time champ Raminator this year driven by Matt Dishman, taking on 11-time champ Bigfoot this year, the Lucas Oil Bigfoot 18 being driven by Christian Storm and Norman, bringing that Wildfoot paint scheme back to celebrate the legacy that truck left back in 1993. And once again in 1994, winning back-to-back Thunder Drags championships. Now he tries to take one away from Matt Dishman and the Raminator. That belonged to Bigfoot from start to finish. Pretty even off the starting line. Raminator, he had a good jump off the starting line, but ran into problems coming over the first jump. We'll look at it again. Norman landing on the downside of the ramp in the far lane. Matt Dishman landing on top of the ramp in the near lane, and that was the difference in the run. And you can see the charge that the big ram laid on coming to the finish line. Really on the horsepower, but it was not enough Matt Dishman will be back as the fast loser. He will take on Kurt Kramer, who has a bye run coming up here in a second, but Dishman has really been having a hard time getting a hold of this track here in Bloomsburg. Has not kept him out of the finals yet, though, and that's why he's still sitting number 1 in points on the General Tire Monster Truck Thunder Drag Series for 2019. And again, you can see that big top-end charge. Still wasn't enough. Hit that last ramp at between 60 and 70 miles an hour. Hasn't been getting what he wants out of those aggressive cut Goodyears. Now the General Tire Ram. Another truck with some real aggressive cleats on it. We'll see if he can get a hold of the track. Kurt Kramer will get a chance to dial in this machine as he goes against no one. He's in the far lane here in Bloomsburg. Having the same problem that he's been having all weekend. The truck pulling left and right, mostly been pulling to the left on him there, and he's getting over here by some of the equipment, gets it woed. Not a bad run for Kurt Kramer. He will move on. Take on his teammate Matt Dishman in the Raminator. We're going to change gears. Coming up, Class 5 Mud Bog. Back at the Bloomsburg Fairgrounds in Bloomsburg, Pennsylvania, looking down on some of the chrome and candy apple in the show and shine area. Meanwhile, we're going to head over to the backstretch and get down and dirty with the Class 5 Mud Bog. Mike Shifley out of Boyertown, Pennsylvania, one of the quickest and fastest in this sport in his S10 called Over the Top. We'll open things up here in the pit. It's flagged away. And immediately runs into problems. It looks like he either lost front wheel drive or lost the front steering, but it didn't look like the front wheels are turning, so he'll get a distance rather than a time. The tendency here in Class 5 is to clear the pit, and yeah, the front wheels were just not digging, so it dropped the front end into the mud and pulled him over to the right there. Real thick pit here this afternoon in Bloomsburg. Gonna be giving these guys fits. Now our next competitor up, CODY Schlegel in his 81 K10 out of Ole, Pennsylvania. You know he can get the job done, a lot of horsepower, a lot of truck right here in Bloomsburg. Gets up on top the mud and clears the pits. A 4.72 second run to take the number 1 spot for the moment. Get another look at it here, and you can see never really dropped the front end, carried it nicely. When it transferred the weight to the back wheels, he was able to carry the front end all the way through the pit, past the timing lines. Sitting on a 4.72. Here comes Jesse ABDO in the Dirtbag 2. He has a Class 4 victory. Now going to try his hand here in Class number 5 in his 51 Chevrolet pickup. Flagged away. Bouncing around the pit area. Knocks a cone out of the way. It doesn't look like they're going to call him for running out of bounds. I think the mud got the cone and not the rear tire. 5.59 will not take the top spot. Watch again, he drops the front end for just a moment, but once he gets on top of the mud, he stays there, getting a little bit out of shape, coming over to the left, then he gets into these ruts, actually gets some hang time there in the center of the pit. Up on the wall and just maybe grazed the cone coming out, but stays in bounds. It's a good run, Doug Reinhammer in the Hammer. A lot of Chevrolet horsepower here in the Keystone State. This guy can definitely get the job done. This will be maybe a 76, 77 Chevrolet there for Doug Reinhammer. He's been flagged away. Let's see what Doug can do. Never really got the front end up, and it's pulled him over to the right-hand side of the pit. He's still moving, so he'll get a distance on this thing. Got about halfway down, though. Not going to clear the pit. Should put him in third for the moment. See what the distance was. You can see he bogs down, and then he gets into these ruts, and he just pulls him off to the right-hand side. Once he was up against that wall, wasn't much he can do. 116 feet flat. Good push for him, but he just could not get the front end up on top of the mud. Up next, Dan Graham out of Delmont, Pennsylvania, in a very, very powerful Chevrolet. Another Chevy. This is Mud Light. Out of shape, center track, and he will go out of bounds. He just mauled that cone. And it's too bad. A 5.40 second run would have been good enough for second place, but it will not be for Mud Light. We go right back to the starting line. The 76 Silverado out of Plymouth, Pennsylvania. Another big bad Chevy in the field. Bogs down immediately. Still pushing hard. Smoke starting to roll out of the right-hand side of the engine, but Tom is still giving us a good run here. It'll be a 26-foot, 8-inch run. Not what he was looking for, but he gave it his best shot. Here is your champion in Class 5, Cody Schlegel. Wild ride for the K10 Chevy, or congratulations to him. We're going back to monster trucks when we come back to Bloomsburg. The semifinals coming up next.
At the beginning,
Monster Power bringing you all the action of the 2019 Lucas Oil 4-Wheel Jamboree Series, continuing our coverage from here in Bloomsburg, Pennsylvania. Look at our semifinal round pairings. Overkill Evolution, Lucas Oil Bigfoot tied for second and third coming into this event. 200 points down on the Raminator machine. A pair of Rams winding up this semifinal round. But first, we'll settle this score. Your Day 1 and 2 racing champions right here on the starting line. Christian Stormin Norman and the Lucas Oil Bigfoot 18 taking on Mikey Vodders at Overkill Evolution. Missouri takes on Maryland. Little mistake right there for Norman, and it costs him. Mikey Vodders driving on to back-to-back final rounds here in Bloomsburg, Pennsylvania. He'll take on the winner of our next matchup in a much less controversial finish that time around. These two have been very, very close this weekend. A 7.06 second run. Not quite as fast as I know Mikey would have liked to have gone, but a 0.06 of a second margin of victory. It's all he needed to take down Christian Norman as the next pairing rolls up to the starting line. Couple of rams right there. Your points leader, Matt Dishman, taking on his teammate Kurt Kramer, the General Tire Machine. A look back at the run you just saw, though, and you will see what Christian Norman did that cost him that run. Over-jumped just a little bit. With only the rear tires on the ground, he could not get the horsepower pulling him forward. Mikey Vodders, with all four on the ground, drove right around him to move on into our final round against the winner of this matchup. Your points leader, Matt Dishman, in Raminator, takes on Kurt Kramer in the General Tire Machine. Pretty even start, but the left turn kills any hope of Kurt Kramer making it into his first final round appearance of the year, and a solid drive there for Matt Dishman. A repeat of our final round from yesterday afternoon. Raminator moving on. Big ram to take on the Ford Overkill Evolution. And look at that time, fastest of the day. Gained 0.02 of a second, by the way, because he laid down a 6.99 the first round. That was a losing effort to the Bigfoot machine. 6.97 second ET. Overkill Evolution 7.06. So Dishman may have finally gotten a hold of this track. He's been working on it all weekend long. Seems like it's finally coming around for him. Can he parlay that into a victory here, though? This has not been his weekend so far. He's made it to the final round every race of 6 races this season, but can he finally knock out one of the two Fords here in the finals of Bloomsburg? Best start he's had all weekend long, a little bit out of shape in the middle, but Dishman drives through to take the victory, slides off the end of the track. He just got into the tough truck course over there. Looks like he got into some of the mobiles and maybe a K-rail. 7.03 second run. Worst run of the session for Dishman, but it doesn't matter. It's all he needed to get himself another victory. Looks like he's hurt the truck, though. That won't matter either. That's the last run he had to make to get points, and he will, in fact, extend his points lead coming out of Bloomsburg. Should be about 200-plus points that he's now up on these guys. But Mikey Vodders did himself a favor getting into back-to-back finals. So, Overkill Evolution now the biggest foe to the Ram Trucks camp going into Indy. We'll have to wait and see, but it's 6 of 6 final round appearances for Matt Dishman. His 4th victory on the season. Take a look at that extended points lead, and yes, it is 200 and change for Matt Dishman. Overkill Evolution putting 60 points on Christian Norman and the General Tire Ram, and now Black Stallion tied with the Bad News Travels Fast Machine. Not the kind of runs that I think Mike Sr. was hoping to get here today, but not a bad showing for the Black Stallion. We still have a bunch of monster truck stuff to bring in. A couple of additions here. We have freestyle and a special act by the father and son team out of Maryland. Do not miss it. Before we do that, though, we're going to settle the Bloomsburg leg of the Tough Trucks Challenge. We thank you for joining us for this edition of Monster Power. We will see you next time.